Alrighty. Hey, Locke. Oh, there we go. Hey, Locke.
G'day, how you going?
Good, good. Hey, everyone else. Alrighty. Okay, so how was your weekend? That's good. Alan coming as well?
Alan, no, he's up in Sydney.
Oh, yeah?
Girlfriend's taking him to a show or something tonight,
Right.
so he's off.
Very good. Gets the day off. How's you got your eyes back now after being away?
Not yet. There's so many, sort of new ways of looking at things that you've, more detail, let's say. So I'm still working my way around that.
Yeah, it takes time.
Fantastic. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Alan coming in.
All right. So, can you hear music on your side, or is it just on my side?
I can't hear anything.
Okay. All right. It's just on my side. It's just on the stream side of things. Alrighty. So, kind of missed the little move here. I was being pretty patient, and what I'm waiting for on here is if it just goes, I'll probably just miss it. But what I'm actually looking at is price coming down. We've got this double bottom across here, and here. So I'm actually looking to see if London Open can pull down, break this double bottom, and then we've got an area here I'm targeting at 1745. So that's the first idea that I'm looking for. If I go to the 30-minute, I'll show you what it's based on this area across here. So now what we're doing is price here is starting to generate a little bit of liquidity, double bottom, and then I'd like to see that taken. I don't really want it to go up too high though. That's getting a little bit too far away from where I want it to be. But we'll see. I've got a few ideas. But it's Monday as well. I'm not going to really rush into anything too quickly. I like this wick as well. I really like that wick. So that there could be a lot of liquidity stored in this area. So that all we need is price just to find something, some reason, some manipulation for London Open. Take out this this low. What I need to do, what I haven't done, is added in. I'll go to my sessions. I need to mark up my Asian high, Asian low, because that's going to be very important. So currently, that's where liquidity is sitting underneath the Asian low. This is going to be the first point of interest for the week. And then if we've got an Asian low, it means we've got an Asian high. Oh, grab the black lines are my monthly levels. So that's going to be Asian high. Then I got a 50%. So you can see what we're sort of reacting off of London Open. That Asian 50% is holding. Europe already took the Asian high. So if we can just have a steady move out of this area, then I would be looking to target 1760, the top of this area. But I really want it to pull back first. That would be ideal. We'll go check some other pairs in a minute. So also I have removed some things, but I wasn't really that active for Thursday, Friday last week. Just with the US holidays, I took time off just to reset. This is going to be my New York high. From Friday. And then that was the New York low. No surprise, Asian low reacted to the New York low. And now because I do have a marker already here as the Asian low, I'm just not going to have two overlapping, so I'm going to get rid of that New York high. London session Friday was already taken, but we still have a remaining Asian high from Friday, so I can move that one across. It's going to be a point of liquidity as well. That'll definitely be a target for today. And then I think we've still got the existing ones from last week. London high from Friday, London high from Thursday, Asian high from Thursday, and New York high from Wednesday. So all of these are going to be points of interest that we're going to take out eventually. Really, really like this wick. Really like this candle. News candle. That was the FOMC minutes from Wednesday night. So we'll see if we can get that Santa rally to continue lead into the end of the year, but any sort of pullbacks might be opportunities to get into positions. Other than that, where's some liquidity sitting? Mainly this wick. That pulled a lot of liquidity from this news imbalance area across here. But if I have a look at this area on a different time frame, let's have a look at the 4 hour. It's more or less just imbalance. 1 hour, still the same looking wick. We've got a doji on the left hand side here. Doji then liquidity candle, really, really nice combination. So I'll even just mark up that wick as a separate little point of interest, because I really would target either this little order block on the 30-minute or the 50% of this wick. So I'll just get them quite exact there. Then there's going to be a little bit more things underneath here. Another little order block here. But we'll just see. This might just leave without us. It's going to be a shame. We'll see what we can get ourselves into. What are other targets? It's going to be a 15 minutes. It's going to be something here. Unmitigated little liquidity candle. That's already breaking above these highs. So I'll just mark that over as well. All right. I was just playing around with some of this title screens. Any questions? Anyone got their eye on anything? German 40. Hey, Oven. Oh, second structure. Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna just not get induced into anything with gold. It's looking really nice. Am I mostly looking 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hours? No, I'll go down to 1 minute if I need to. But what I want to do is just identify high probability zones on my higher time frames, and then the actual entry I'm happy to look at all time frames, 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. But to slow things down, it's a good idea to look at the higher probability areas on the higher time frame areas for probability reactionary zones. That higher time frame is going to be the best, especially for gold. Gold loves these higher time frames. But that's a nice 50 pip move already for this open. It's a real shame it didn't come down lower. It's a real shame. Really hoping that liquidity candle and this retest was able to drive price lower. The news was crazy though as well for yen pairs. Really dropped off during the Asian session. So I did have analysis for where is all my lines gone? Oh, that's odd. I just got a rectangle here now. I have to redo that. Okay. Let's look at, I'm going to go through pound US. I'm going to go through Euro Aussie, even though Euro Aussie shot up as well. So it's kind of makes it a bit difficult. And then we'll have a look at German 40. We'll look at German 40 now actually, because that's the Asian Open, London Open one. So 4 hour. I'm actually bearish, but I want it to come up higher at the 5 minute liquidity. So daily wasn't really given much. It's just hanging around this area. We've got this pretty solid candle that we're acting at the lows at the start of the day. So we can just mark just something small across there, and I'll adjust this as we go to a different level. 4 hour resistance, 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 broke above, came back down, and then now it's acting as support. And you've got a little doji here. So straight underneath that doji potentially as well, there's going to be liquidity sitting, but we'll see if there's some hidden liquidity. Little order block up here. 1 hour. Let's bring this down. So I actually like this as just a zone. So what I might do is pop that in like that. Move this up a little bit. Now we've got a zone here as well. So the liquidity candle, then there was a retest. Okay, so based on these two candles, can we get a pullback and continue the direction? So that was London Open candle there. So this was your breakfast breakout, wasn't it? Just straight up. Okay, so let's see if we can get pullback 50%. And maintain that structure. So what I want to see is a structure, pullback to structure. To continue going long, I don't particularly want to see that line hit yet. Because this area could be a problem. So let's see if this first structure here can hold. If it does do the retracement. Got an imbalance here. Let's check 3 minute. That was a nice move that you got earlier. Where was it? From over here, was it? Over that one. Oh, yeah. Oh, and here, wasn't it? You saw it come up and down, up. You took it around here. I mean, you closed out around here, wasn't it? So low volume at that time. Alright. So this is that structure from, I think we can stay on the 5 minute. Essentially this structure, we've got a massive gap. Well, not massive, but looks massive on this time frame. So little structure, push down, high, actually led to a lower high, so that's a strong high. And then we had weak highs. Weak highs meaning that this high and this high was never enough to make a new lower low, lower close. So if we don't have a lower low, lower close, and price is retesting this area again, the probability of it breaking and going for a deeper retrace, much higher. So as it came back down, this time pushed up, this time we closed inside this box. Once we close inside that structure, the structure being from that where price made the low and using the bodies, price came back up, made a high using the bodies. When we can close back inside of it, means that's almost mandatory, price to retest the high. Then price came back down, made a higher low. This time now what we're doing is we're getting bullish structure forming. So that's good for some continued upside, especially the second structure. Now, can we get a liquidity grab actually and take it back down to then ultimately take it back higher? If it's going to go down, I want to see here we've got a doji at least. So seeing something around here could be a possibility. It's kind of induced though, like it's forcing a trade. Being Monday, do we want to force a trade at this area? Daily's going to be starting to form a top wick because it's breaking its current high. Alright, let's see what this does. Can we get, we've got liquidity sitting above here. Can we see a liquidity grab and then take the retest? Ultimately, to come back down, feel some of this imbalance, potentially take it long. Keeping an eye on gold, 1756 already. Yeah, just way too strong on the gold. Damn, man. Oh, I can't chase price. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Potentially that could be a little scalp. From up here down to here. Potentially, yeah. Lower time frame still hasn't got that quite got that liquidity grab. Potentially starting to get this rounding. Maybe a little bit of juicement starting to come in. Maybe see something like that. Or maybe just a little doji liquidity grab or retest and then down. If that looks something like that. But this makes a lot of sense. Like that's a potential liquidity grab here. Doji liquidity grab. But let this one close. 3 seconds. Okay, so that's the 30-minute candle closed. Leaving a wick, partial wick fill. We've got a 15-minute doji. Be even better if it takes the high. But that could be, it's getting pretty close. If not already. I won't jump in there, I want to keep a tight stop loss. Someone's loading the guns. Looks like that was it. Got to go to the meeting. How long staying on? I'll stay on. We'll see. Probably just going to try and get a trade, and then not too long. But if I might be a couple hours. It's going to be saved up to YouTube anyway. It should be streaming there anyway as well. So great, cool. All right, enjoy your meeting. Thanks. Okay, so it was a pretty tough sell to have taken here. Hyper scalping, extremely tough. But the idea is playing out. You would have had to have secured at these supports down here to make sure we don't get a massive rejection. Massive in the terms of 1 minute time frame. Ideally though, we're looking to go with the momentum. Let's see. But Doji, liquidity grab, retest, not quite 50%, but inside that wick, push down, take these wicks, these more dojis, so there's means there's liquidity sitting underneath that as well. So there's been liquidity above and below. Price is at the moment just consolidating, potentially collecting orders to see which way it's going to break out. Ideally, we'll get it on the way down and then continue that momentum. But second structure reactions holding true. Gold still just pushing and pushing. Getting close to this point though. We've got another little area of interest here. And a little bit more there. So now that we're in London session, kind of looking for like a 15-minute liquidity grab, a clear one. Because that's where we can sort of see the manipulation start to take place. See where they enter into the charts. Into the market, sorry.
USD.
Hey Jen.
Hi. Hi.
How are you?
Good. Can
Alrighty. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little buy here soon. We should just pull down a little bit deeper into this area. Oh no. Sorry, keep coming. So I'm just gonna, this one's gonna feel the waters. So I'm gonna put the stop loss underneath here. I'm gonna enter here. Let's see how this one pans out. So where was it? 40, 82. At least I feel this area. Risk reward is not the greatest at all. Yeah, I think for a Monday, I'm not gonna go for crazy targets. Need a bit more information before so I can see how the week's gonna set up. So probably we're getting, hopefully this is that reaction from this little area already. I'll make that like just a black box. Do I have black on here? No. So I want to see something close inside this line so that we can push up into it, into the highs. But there might be a little rejection here again, unless this is already that rejection. Unless that's already the rejection from these wicks. Could just be plain structure to structure. So I'll do is when it gets back up to this area, I'll set an alert. And this is just a small position just to start with. I won't look to scale when I add anything. Just testing the orders. Gold's going up. Pound US. Let's quickly have to do a scan on here. That's a daily. Formed a resistance on Friday. Little tiny little candle. 4 hour. Form a little support. Little tiny support. A lot of consolidation inside of there. Let's put these sessions on for lower time frames for the hour. Looking for liquidity grabs. So this is a nice looking candle at the moment. Just needs to close like that. 30 minutes already closed as a nice liquidity grab. So we could be looking for potential retests. Okay. Hey Rodney, how are you? I can hear, you guys can't hear it, but there's like some pretty epic battle music kind of thing in the background. Don't like it. I need to change it. Give me 1 second. Only thing that's really going at the moment is this one. So keep it on here for now. Everything else is a little bit unclear, as in it's moved so much. So I need to really formulate what I want to see. Even this is like, I would have rather have taken a fake out long from down here, but the way it's pushed up so much already, having left, that I really only had a chance for the pullback long. Pullback longs, you always got to give it a bit more room, especially because when I was looking to enter, it was really catching a falling knife. It was just going with bullish structure, but it made sense that before it got to that line, I was saying like before it got to that line, I would have liked to have seen that retrace. Would have liked to have seen a clearer signal to go short, to take advantage of that retrace, because that retrace usually happens around this time, about 45 minutes, 30 minutes into the London Open. Now that it pulled back, it's a little bit hard to sort of gauge. Often I'll put my entry around halfway, and then usually I miss that trade because it usually comes back a little bit before that and then pushes it away. So you try factor in and go like, oh, maybe a third of the way into this range. So the range I'm talking about is from the high of that and the low, which is we're talking UK time here, but my 7 to 8 a.m. UK time, that hour candle for German 40 or DAX, whatever you want to call it, is giving me my high and low. So this would be the candle. In this instance, it was a bullish candle. That's given me the high and the low. And what I'm looking at is ideally at the start of the next hour candle being 8 or 9. Ideally, I would have liked to have picked a direction that I want it to go, and either taken it that direction or waited for the fake out and taken it as like a real precision entry or high risk, very small stop, high risk reward entry. But it didn't give that opportunity. Plus, it got here a little bit late. So once it had already broken out, should have shown which direction it was going to go. Started to form some bullish structure coming into that pre-London time. Once it had done that, I'm looking now just to see if I can get that pullback entry. And it looks like there's just not a lot of volume right now. So it could just hover for a bit. And that's why you kind of got to use a larger stop loss in this case. And it's still going to be a small, for me, for a Monday morning, not going to go too crazy with risk immediately. So for this one, it works out to be, even if it comes down here, I'm only risking about 0.5% for this one, just to get my eye in. Oh, what just happened on Euro US? Oh, let me have a look. I haven't checked. I'll pop over. What just happened? Don't know. Just London Open. London Open happened. Looked like it did it on pound as well. Like why it's so bullish. It was a pretty heavy news week, but more mid to late of the week. So Forex Factory. So we've got some FOMC talking later on. UK time again. Tomorrow a little bit of Bank of England central bank. And then the main stuff happens on Wednesday when we get advanced prelim GDP. Non-farm employment, new job openings, and then power testifying. And then Thursday, not too much, core PCE, ISM, but then main things Friday. Friday's non-farm. But yeah, it's a pretty solid move. That's 70 pips up into these areas again. I haven't really got any analysis for Euro US. It does make more sense though that we do have that structure across here, and that price has been tapping away at it, trying to break into it. Now it's giving a bit of a pullback. That if we do close inside of here today, then it makes sense that we could actually, makes it much easier for that week to set up to potentially see 1.06 hit. Let's go back to this guy. Am I going to have to manage risk on this? Hey, Glenn.
Good day, mate.
This is the time that it does come back 50%. Anyway, sometimes you just gotta let it do its thing. Right, so a little bit of a rejection count. I just don't trust this one being the last candle of the week, last week. This one here, if this was a liquidity grab, a couple of dojis here, broke the low, back into these rejection wicks, come back up a bit deeper, then is there liquidity remaining in this area? So we'd have to ask. Doesn't really look like that much on the 30-minute, 15-minute, potentially. But I have to see confirmations with this. I don't want to counter trend this just yet. So it's basically hit my target already for the day. That changes things now. So given how bullish it's been, it's almost been 150 pips uninterrupted moves from under here. So it's due for a pullback. Are we going to get that pullback early? So can I see something like this? Something like that. I'm going to target some counter trend, given that I couldn't partake in the move up. So to do counter trends, just going to be patient. So look for, like often what happens if this move is like this all the way up, New York will correct some of this. Not all the time, but most of the time. There's another little bit of manipulation. This could be the first high. I'd want to see liquidity being generated like that. Then I want to see the sweep. Once we see the sweep, it'll be a second structure pullback. So I want to target something like that. Back down to potentially shorter term move. Maybe from 1760 back down to 1757. This German one's not going very good. Looking like a fake out now. That's fine. Too much. It's too small a risk potential to take it from here to here. Damn. The higher it can accelerate away, the more it gives us room to go counter if we need to, or if I need to. All right. Just gonna be patient here. Just trying to look for some points of interest. It's mainly just this candle. Inside of here, potentially up here as well. Hey, Jan. Ah, looks like that German 40 just stopped me out. Okay. I can give this a second go. If I get a fake out, I can give it a second go. Unfortunately, I think both of them are going to happen at the same time. Gold and this. What I want to see is this give a fake out. No, sells with a play. It's looking hella bearish. I'll give it. So once it took this is where I executed a little tiny sell, buy, to see if that was the fake out I'm looking for, just to give it a second chance. So it was 44 point, where it entered me was here. Stop loss underneath the monthly, and I'll go for the same target. I'll secure here. Yeah. I'll give it a second chance. Using the same lot size, so that this is before it's 0.5% risk. This is only, it's like 0.25%. Let's see. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If a rejection of 1765, liquidity there in 4 hour. Yeah, that's what I was thinking around this area. Ideally, this would just be an easier move from here later on, like in an hour and a half. Until then, we just can see just for it to continue making a bullish structure. It's going to take 14. No fake out. I'm going to close 50% here. That's annoying. Let's see if gold is a bit better. Okay, so I'm really just going to look for a liquidity candle here. So this one's got 15 seconds to close. All right. This one's actually moving in our way. Joe, did you take that one? It didn't quite come back to me.
Yeah, I took it, but I scaled out 85% just there.
Oh yeah, yeah, good move. This first structure.
Just need that as like first structure, yeah.
Yeah.
I took it after the liquidity candle on the 1 minute.
Yeah.
I tested that.
Yeah, I had it all set up.
You know where I took it, right? Yeah.
Sorry?
You know where I took it.
Right here.
1 second.
6180.
See where your hand is now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles back from that. I see that as a
Oh, this one, yeah.
OG.
Yeah.
And I entered and retested that.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Tested the open of it.
Yeah.
So I was in a small little bit of drawdown for a while and then it took off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
But I had my stop really tight. I was like 6 pips above that week of the. Yeah, there.
So about here. Yeah. Nice. I had it all set up. All set up to go.
I think you were actually looking at something else.
I was looking at this candle.
In the goal quick, and I saw the 1 minute liquidity and the one before.
Yeah, I was looking for the once that one closed, I set it up, and then I looked away just at a second, and then it dropped.
I was already in at the one, the other one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oops. Wrong button. Okay. Let's see. Can it just reject off of here, or is it going to dig in a little bit deeper? I think I should dig in a little bit deeper before the actual bigger correction. But I was obviously wrong on German 40. That one just tanked. I'm just surviving for that add-in. First one just died. Then it pulled back to monthly level. Let's see. But it's not looking good. Is it going to give me an opportunity now? If it can, I don't see why it can't come back down. If it can break below this other second structure, I don't see why it can't come back down to correct a lot of this move. But it might just be the timing. Might need to be in closer to London close. Sorry, London, the end of London open, which is getting to just before New York open. So late London. Why don't I use a sell limit at the top where you think it can go? I want to, because if I'm using the sell limit, I want to have a clear area that I can put my stop loss. And I know that once it gets up here, I'll be at the charts. So what I can watch is how price moves. And if I wait for a confirmation, then it gives me a clearer area that I can put my stop loss, so I can keep it tighter. Otherwise, I'd need to have it a little bit wider if I'm using a limit order. But there's no reason why you can't put a little limit here and then stop loss. Yeah, if you've got a clear area to put your stop loss, go for it, or just put an alert stop limit order around here if you think you're going to get a reaction, and then maybe 15 pips, 20 pips. Just to give it a bit more, little bit of room. It saves you having to be at the charts at the time when it hits, that's for sure. But limit orders can be a little bit more risky unless you know exactly where your stop loss is going to go. Something I like for using limit orders is more for higher time frames. As in, like, say you've got a let's take what was I looking the other day? I think it was German. I think it was pound US actually. When you look at the 3-month chart, no, it wasn't pound US. It wasn't gold. Oh, it was pound yen. That's why I thought it was a bit strange that all my analysis is gone. Anyway, for pound yen, you can see where you've got like this whole area, and this is the 3-month chart. So when you've got like a bit of a fairly clear area like this, or where you had like little push down, little order block like that, when you get clear zones like this, you can put a rectangle around it, around the bodies of the candles, and then drop down one time frame lower. So let me just do it properly. You go rectangle. You can do it around like the wick to the wick, or just use the candle bodies, and then go down to one time frame lower. From 3 months, I'll go down to a month. If I go daily, I'll go down to 4 hour. Oh, it didn't quite work out here. What a weekly. No, it's not gonna, in this case it didn't work out. But you go from, in this example, for 3 months, it didn't quite work out for that one. But when you have for here, you can do it from this line or this line. Now, when you get something exact like this on such a high time frame, first time back to it will usually give you a good reaction. So if that's what you're looking for, then go like have this line, and that's the exact number. So 171.880. Go to 30-minute or whatever time frame. It doesn't matter the time frame. Actually, you just trust in that these higher time frame levels are going to have a reaction first time back, and then set of like not such a tight stop loss, but give it like if you look at the ATR, and then just see what the average movement is on a couple candles and do 2 times your ATR, you can get a nice reaction from these real high time levels the first time it touches. That's the only time I would use limit orders if I'm not watching the chart. Other times, I prefer to watch the chart more closely. So I'm just hanging in there now on this one. Be funny if it does go all the way up, because I lost on the first bit and then I closed 50% when I was driving down. Let's stay true to gold now. Just give us something that's nice and clear. I want to see some sort of liquidity being engineered, and then I just want to wait for that sweep to take it down. So at the moment, first structure's holding, so we haven't had that. The more we have first structures holding, the closer we get into a second structure pullback, and that's the one I want to take advantage of this time of day. This time, like, still about probably an hour early, but I would be prepared to take it. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to call it a session. I'll come back at New York. New York's a bit easier for gold. Would it be ideal seeing some doji set up? Hey Jim, how are you? So 45 seconds. Could this be the first one? Okay. Gonna look for liquidity to be taken from above it, and there's going to be a risky entry. Not as much confirmation. Just want to see a liquidity grab. It needs to break. I don't want it to break the low first. Oh, okay. So it's not ready yet. Probably going higher. Unless if this closes, this candle now needs to stay underneath this line for me to give it a go. If it doesn't stay underneath here, it could be a fake out. If it can stay underneath, if it pulls back, as long as it doesn't form a doji in itself, then I could give it a pullback entry. Okay, so possibly a pullback entry now. Okay, I entered just here. this trade. Damn, man. It's not my morning. I think that's... I don't want to take another trade now. Obviously not seeing it very well today. No, George, you just missed some terrible executions. That's all. Now, gosh, now it goes down. All right. Well, not much I can do. I was the liquidity in this case. So I should have waited actually. I did say I wanted to take it from above. I just didn't like how it broke lower first. It's really annoying. But I'm not going to give anything a second chance again. Not this one. German 40 already did its business. So that was overall a very, very poor exhibition. Gosh. Yeah, they're still valid. Yeah. It's just my entry was terrible. The zone makes sense, and that's the thing. The zone makes sense. The timing's probably a little bit early, but this Friday, this was the time that we had that pullback. Now, just the entry for me personally was not very good, but it makes sense for that pullback. It's just I entered down here, and I should have. One thing that's pretty important for stop losses is that sometimes they're a hindrance in the sense of you need to use them for sure, because they're going to protect your account against something that's like a black swan event. But when you're watching charts as well, what you can, if I wasn't for those German 40 trades, I probably would have waited and then seen if this was my stop loss area, if price takes that stop loss area, sometimes you can just give it one candle and see if it triggers, if it goes to where you, like in your mental stop loss, and it recovers in that next candle, then you put your stop loss in at that level, because you're not interested if it's breaking it a third time. But in this case, because I did put my stop loss there, that once it had got that high, being a sell, the asking price triggered that stop loss. Looks like it probably was no, I wouldn't have changed that result anyway. But it is something to think about, that when you are putting a stop loss in, sometimes if you are the liquidity, it'll take your stop loss perfectly and then move. And sometimes that's when, if it triggered your stop loss area and then moved afterwards, then that's when you put your stop loss in as a hard stop loss, and just see if it gives you that one candle to recover. Because sometimes these stop losses, they are annoying like that. That it takes you out, and you know, maybe this will go down from here, but I'm not too worried about on a Monday. You know, I do keep my risks pretty tight on a Monday. What's this? Took the German 40 short. Oh, good one. Oh, okay. When it rejected the 50 EMA, I didn't even have the EMA on here. I just had my structure. That it turned out that I was just wrong in the direction, that I was taking it off of this area, and that was faked out. But the second structure was a perfect zone for it to go. Where was that? EMA. Let's make that a 50. Just have a gander at it. 1 hour 50 EMA. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah. Glad someone's getting something today. Yeah, there's just too much momentum to the upside at the moment. So time of day, just that's what I was saying. Time of day just doesn't quite make sense. Makes sense for. Oh, you had. Oh, did you get the same trade as Ivan did? Yeah, that's what liquidity grab is. Taking out stop losses or taking liquidity, which is basically where people put their stop losses. Okay, no, I was long with 180 and closed after that liquidity on 5 minute. Okay. Oh, I get you, sniper. Okay, so we're breaking above here again. We're just continuing. It was just that second structured pullback is not ready. What is the risk? What's on here? No, it's not. It's too small. Okay, so let's remove that. Doesn't make sense. Now, this could be the double top. We just need to see that sweep. There you go. It could be my little message. It's only visible if you're on YouTube. Yeah, trust. So that's important for these higher time frames. Should have waited double bottom. Wait for the sweep. Could be a better trade if it closes above here then, confirming that this is the fake out. And then if anything's breaking back above, we can continue with that overall trend. Otherwise, if this is going to just be a pullback, then you want to see this area hold. It can pull back up to this area, but anything that's breaking, let's say if it goes like this, and then breaking above in here again, anything that closes above this area, then I'd say the long bias is going to resume. Because this would be your second structure on your 1 minutes on the way down. But it's getting a little bit messy now. I will set alert up here. I'm really interested now. Because I was actually thinking 1760. I really thought this would hold stronger. Clearly not. Okay, can I give gold one more chance? If this is the dojis. Oh yeah, who's on right now? Portugal's tonight. Cameroon, Serbia, oh yeah. Yeah, all other crazy times for you. If I can get something in the next 15 minutes to break this high, this is going to be my last high risk entry. Something like potentially that. That would be where my stop loss goes, just above there. With spread 13 pips. Let's hope it gives it. Actually, that might have been it. If that was the double top, that might have been the sweep. I'm gonna go get a coffee quickly. All right. This could be decent now. The more I've seen this, when you've had this like really steady move, and then you get this consolidation. Once the manipulation is finished, and we're closing back under here, we can see that whole thing corrected. At least down to like, say, around this area for New York. Sometimes New York can even then break the low. So I wonder if it is worth sticking around. Sometimes these earlier trades like this get your eye in. So we had like 1 hour of volatility. That 1 hour London Open, the next hour did nothing. Apart from that first 5 minutes. So I'm waiting for something like this. At least that. Potentially that. 4-hour candle's closed. New York won't want to buy the high, so there's going to be a pullback at some stage. I kind of want it to break a little bit higher, but then once it has made its official high, then before now and NY open, what we'll get is a pullback to 50%. Happens more often than not. So we've got to put the probabilities in our favor. So that's also the New York high. So it's a good level for it to come back to. So I'd be looking to take something from here down to like at least to here. liquidity grab. Dojis. Just don't want to get induced again. Okay, I'm gonna maybe give this one a go as well. They're probably both set up at the same time. So looking for liquidity inside of this wick. That sort of supported all of this price. Oh, wait a second. That's a bit better there. Okay, this is kind of two levels. Interested in both of these. Same deal, low risk, but I'm going to give both of these a go. Going to see if I can target this area for the pullback and see if this is, we can get reactions from here. Just want to see this, like, I like how it's forming here. I like the time that it's doing this. And now if we can just get that sweep, and it's going to be, it's going to keep the stop small. Just need one of these to hit. And then it pays back those other ones, those terrible ones. And then same deal here. This one's not as clean. Forming a little support here. Breaking the high. Still think we're going to get that pullback. At this stage of the day, I think I'd rather just take the pullback. I don't want to take a breakout. If I take a breakout here, it could work. It could work, but from my experience, that is not the one that works. That's not the good move that you want. If you want to go with the trend, you wait for the pullback and then go. If you're going to try capture the pullback, then I think this makes sense. Getting some dojis here as well. I'm just not going to fall for this again. No way. I'm not going to fall for it. These are the moves. So can I duplicate this? One's going to stay on gold. One's going to stay on German. This is the stage for German 40 that I could even put a pending orders here. I'm happy to take a risk entry without waiting for confirmation down here, because I'm only risking a tiny bit. In fact, I'm going to do that. Let me just set those up. And I'm going to enter impulsively as it's breaking the high here. Once it's like around this bit. $64. $56.
So,
Hey Rob.
let me explain the quantitative easing part.
Hi.
Go back. Federal Reserve tools.
All right, I want a quick result, either a quick death or a quick drop. It's a little bit higher. Looking for that 63 to be tapped. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I entered. I entered on a few minutes ago when I said, "There we go," but then it didn't. It didn't. Like on my terminal, it was a perfect tap of 1763, but here it didn't. Here was only 1 pip different, because the difference is it's not showing the difference in brokers, but then also the difference in that trading view shows the midpoint of bid and ask. So where is it? Yeah, if you do bid and ask, no, because it still is showing that bid. I thought there was a setting. I'm sure there was a setting here. Anyway, last time I looked, a long time ago, but TradingView shows the midpoint between the bid and the ask compared to what a typical broker would. And my broker had a perfect hit of 1763 with the bid price. So that's where my entry was. Was it 1763? Now I just want to see it stay under. Great if this 5 minute can close. Nice and bearish. Because at the moment, like, breaking the low is a good sign, but if it closes bullish, that's a liquidity grab. So that's not good. 15 minute, still got a while. Charts show 1762, 40. Oh, okay. Yeah, difference in brokers. Not a convincing push away from this level though. Hold a sec. What are you going to do, gold? Are you going to rinse me again? Yeah, not a convincing push away by any stretch. So it makes sense. Now we've got a doji here. What are you thinking? So it's the same mark on my broker this time, but this time it's higher on TradingView. Just differences. Crazy, man. Make or break now. Let's see. Maybe it's built up so much liquidity, it's just gonna pop. But I want it to pop the other way. So 5 minutes closed now. Whatever it does, just do it quickly. Are you in this, Joe? No, yeah. No FOMO if it just goes against. First entry stopped out. You secured down here, didn't you? Oh wait, was it that long ago? Gosh. Oh man, my Monday sucks today. All right, come on. I'm just going to test something. I'm going to see what the volume is like on this thing. So I'm going to reshare the screen. Can you guys hear music now? If you can, is it loud or is it quiet compared to my voice? You can't hear it. How about now? Now, how's it compared to my voice? Is it loud or is it quiet? Is it okay in the background? It's okay. It's better when I'm not talking. Then it's like at least there's something in the background for you guys that YouTube can hear it. 50%. So half. About the same volume as voice. Oh, is it? Does my voice interrupt it? Okay. I'll listen back on the recording and then just actually let me just start recording for this last little bit. And then I can listen back at this. Rob, can it go to 1740? Man, I'd love it to go to 1740. But even if it gets down to 1753, needs to be a little bit quieter. Okay. I think it's a... Alright, let me just... How's that now? Okay. Let's see how that comes across like. Still trying to figure out the settings. Because like when you guys talk now, I think you guys might be quite quiet. Yeah, if it can go to 1740, amazing. But it's very bullish. So I think this is just simply a pullback. I think it's just the pullback we normally get this time. So even if it just pulls back to halfway, London, I'd secure some there. Ideally, I'd like to get it all the way to 1753. That'd be a 100 pip pullback. That'd be an 8-to-1. Some better music would be good. Yeah, because it's on YouTube. My hands are tied with the copyright. So I've got the sucky music, elevator music. But it's better than nothing. So we're sitting, what am I sitting on? 1-to-1 nearly. 1-to-1. It's not great. But managing to pull back some profit for the day. Hopefully. Where was the best entry. How could we have got that? Still not out of the woods. A lot of danger area here, given the how bullish everything was. Little rejection zone here. I don't see, like literally I just had to enter without waiting for confirmation, just trust in my zone, trust in double top sweep, because there wasn't really even a liquidity grab up here. What I love is like just some random music, random news just to come in and then see a candle like leave and come back, and then I just see a candle like that. Oh, nice one, Will. You got that breakout back down. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I hope no one took my actual trade that I got another one, but that was shocking. But good job, buddy. Good job. You're at break. Oh, okay. You got in close at 10:25. Interest a bit low. 5-minute liquidity close. Oh, this candle. So we're finding a little bit of problem just here. Underfunded for gold. Oh yeah, yeah. Gold's expensive with the leverage if you're on low leverage accounts. Can you look at GA? I've effed it up again. Entry 1.804, 20 pip, TP 40. Oh, okay. Let's have a look. So now this is running. Wait a second. So that's I'm almost 2-to-1 up. Almost 2-to-1 up. So I've almost made back all my losses from my shitty trades I took this morning. And that's the good thing about having risk reward on your side. You can take a couple bad trades and you know that, as long as you follow your process and not let it worry you, you're only a matter of time. You just need to execute a couple of them. My execution was shocking this morning. I think I had Thursday and Friday off, and then I had a relax on the weekend as well. I barely did anything. Okay, break under here, come on. Just gonna keep an eye on the side terminal. At least get down to 57 when I can secure some around about here. And that would be at least before I've even secured. 46 pips, so just under 4-to-1. 12 pip risk, 46 pip gain by the time it's down to here, if it can get there. Let's have a quick scan over pound Aussie. You're looking at $180.4. What was your entry? Why did you enter there? Was it because it's a support candle? Gold sitting at R1 pivot. R1 pivot. Oh, were we broken above it, were we? I'll check. So support candle. Okay, so this was a rejection candle from this little area, and this was a little support candle, and as it came back down, now it's retesting this rejection wick, which was this zone. This zone here. On the 1 hour, it was kind of like an inside candle, that little support candle. When did that 30-minute close that you looked at? This was the first 30 minutes of the 1 hour, and then the hour wicked up and came back down a little bit. Yeah. So the one thing I was really cautious of with this, with pound Aussie, and one reason I really wanted to stay away from it, was just simply how bullish all this move was. So it had a little pullback for Euro Open. London Open pushed up, and then basically, oh no, sorry, Euro Open closed here, and London Open came in about here. And because it pushed up so much with no pullback, they're not going to want to buy the high. So it's more likely they're going to do a deeper pullback. So it was more just this, yeah, the direction was this time here, Marion, between 6 and 8. So your time is 4 to 6 p.m. Queensland time. Look to see what Euro does. In that Euro time, what we did is we created a resistance and then a confirmed resistance. So more than likely, the price in this like yellow area, you're sort of following what happens. Does it form a resistance or does it form a support? And that's going to give you a better clue in the direction that London Open could go. Like see on Friday, Euro Open was here, and then this candle here created that support, and it made sense then. Like the flow was more to the upside, whereas this one here had a little resistance early, then created that support. There was a pullback long. This one was pushing up Euro Open and then created that resistance and a liquidity grab. So once we created that resistance, it was a pullback short. So sometimes it can be hard to get that direction right, but use some of these little reference points as in this time, use it as a reference. That's what it was just, instead of you're looking as a support, pullback long, but it was a resistance, pullback short. And that candle wasn't too strong either. And given that we had been so bullish early on, they rarely will buy the high. They'll pull back a bit first. Yeah. Okay, so gold is now giving us that nice little pullback. And we're breaking under here. He really effed it up. That's okay. I effed it up as well this morning. Took me a while before I can get this sell. But think about the risk reward as well. Okay, I'm just gonna adjust my stop loss now. And I'm going to secure a little bit as I adjusted my stop loss. Now I really don't want it to come back at all. So as I was moving it down, I'm having second thoughts where I should move it to. A little imbalance here, so I could do a retest and then a sell again. But I moved it to about here. You see if we can get this bigger move. You know, more and more I'm finding that it's so much easier trading if I just started the stream late London rather than doing trading this London Open sometimes. Sometimes that London Open, man, it's unless I'm up at like 6:30 a.m. my time. Unless I'm up at that time, I find it's more times than not, London has one good hour and then it dies. And then it's like I'm better off sometimes just waiting for 10:30 because I get that move at 10:30 back. So next question, do I hold and hope stop loss might save me or close and give up? It's up to you. It's up to you. I can't like it is a bullish trend, so there's all the chance in the world that it can go up from here. So one thing I was saying about like with that stop loss, you could just close 50%, or you can just say nope, not working. Or I mean, it is like if your stop loss is underneath here, it's still a support. So I don't know. Be part of the trade. Be part of the trade. What sucks is when you close and then it turns around. I did remember that trade pound CAD when the same thing I did. I think it was here that it broke down. My stop loss was underneath here, and the same deal. Like this was created resistance in the Euro session, and then it pushed down. And it went quite deep into my, quite deep in the drawdown, but never to my stop loss. And then as it came back up, I thought, oh, this is my chance to get out. So I got out for little loss, and then look at it. So, yeah. You set it there for a reason. So, and it's a support. Yeah, usually what happens, close, goes the right way. So now you're down and stuff what to do. Be consistent, as in like, if it's either always close and try and minimize, or leave it open. Or close like the sum of it. Don't close the whole thing. Okay, so we're finding that rejection here from that previous rejection area. So I'm glad I secured some. Secured some a little bit up here, but then it dropped further. This is that little order block, so I'm not surprised we're getting rejections from this area. Let's just see that, can it pull back and give it another go and then fall through. So this was the area I was worried about the pullback happening from. And there was a 40 pip push. Almost. 63. So 36, 35 pips. Just gonna let it go. What's German doing? German, can it come down to my entry in time? I'll be right back. All right, that's a strong reaction for that 5-minute candle. That's a crappy reaction. It's not what I wanted to see. So, with that secured bit, that if it does come all the way up, I'm basically going to be break even for the morning. Basically. What did I learn today? Don't go counter trend an hour into London Open. Or an hour and a half into London Open. That's my lesson I learned. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna have to take off. So thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. I'll probably do it again tomorrow. I've got some things in the morning though. So maybe I'll do a late London and I'll do the same. I'll just take the same move. I won't worry about the bloody London Open if I miss it, if it moves too early. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna. So, what am I gonna do with this one now? I'm gonna leave this German 40 one if it does get here. But if it gets too close to look by in an hour and a half time, if it's not there, I'll probably just. I've got pending order set here at the moment, so I'll probably just delete these if it doesn't. I'll keep this lower one actually, but if it gets closer to London, New York Open, I'll remove this one if it's not triggered. Then for you gold, I'm not sure now what to do. To me, it's going long because the way that this candle rejected from that area, given that it's basically second structure. It's kind of second structure reaction. But am I trading my mindset for that I could just exit here? I could exit here and I could be break even. Or do I want to give it a go and then think that maybe this is just the first pullback from it and then just it'll be a little bit of negative for the morning. But maybe I'm in a position that I could hold. If I was trading and I hadn't taken those losses earlier and say this was my first trade and I came back down to this area and I'd secured some and then it's done a pullback, I would just leave it there. So maybe that's the mindset that should be adopted, thinking that I'm taking a trade based, forget the losses. This is a trade that normally I close some here, but given that the way that 5 minute closed, refresh like this one, that if it's rejecting off of here again and breaking the high, I'd probably close 50% when it broke this high again. So what I could do is actually set an alert here, and what I might do is I might close another 50%. If it just goes up here and comes down, I won't do it. But if it goes down into this wick and then comes back up to my alert, to me what I'll do is I'll close 50% more and I'll only have a small piece running then, and then what I'll do is I'll just let it go. That would actually be how I would manage it if it was a standalone trade. And also, given the losses this morning, that would actually basically bring me to break even. So I think that's a good way of managing it. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So that's going to be not going to touch pound US because I haven't spent enough time watching it this morning. Euro Aussie, it was just one way bloody traffic, which is good. I bought my flights to come back home in March for a few weeks in Aussie dollars. So thank God I bought it then because I had to pay in pounds from my Aussie account, and that was it's already gone up to you know, would have just been a little bit more. Marion's trade is about to be kaput. Yeah. Okay, so that one closed now. That 5-minute candle closed. So now, once it comes down, if it rejects here and comes back up to here again, that'll be an automatic close 50% for me. Because yeah, given, I think I've already said it, explained why. So, oh, thanks, Mary. Thanks for the words. Thanks, George. Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Rodney. Oh, thanks, everyone. Yeah, I can see everyone that responded then. Oh, you closed 50% loss. Okay, great. Good job. Good job, Mary. Alrighty. Well, that's the plan for these. So I'm gonna jet. I've got to go do a couple things, and then if I do I'll probably do a stream tomorrow, but it'll probably be a little bit later, given it's just an easier move, man. Much easier move. If I've seen that it's already, if there's no explosive movement before 8 a.m. London time, I'll stream early. If it has moved a lot at London Open, I'll do a stream late London Open to try take their counter trend move, which is usually there. Oh, YouTube comment. You take the entry. Oh, very good. Like from up here, you took this one. Very good. Awesome, man. So we got a nice 35 pip move. Should have been a small stop loss. It was only like 12 pips or so. Now it's tightened. Now it can't be a lose. A losing trade. So good job, man. Awesome. Cool. All right. Thanks for your time, everyone. I'm going to end the stream. It should be uploaded if you want to watch the recording. We'll go back on any. You'll see my shocking performance in the morning, but then we made it back in late London, which is my, one of my favorite times to trade for London Open. London Open itself, man, can be difficult. All right.